Go
Yeah.
ahead, Marlon.
That's why we love you.
uh, so in that video with the your five Esther being taken away, I'll address her as her name. Her name is Esther, so I'll call her Esther. Um,
Esther Grace.
yeah, when Esther was taken from you, um, what was there are two questions to this particular question, two parts to this question. What was the exact reason that they gave for the removal? And I the second part was I watched a bunch of the male police officers and um, really had a hard time not uh, being angry, but I still was angry, but viscerally angry. Um, More so at the guy in the green, if you know who he is. I would like to have, if you know it, his name. So if you can tell me what exactly the reason was that they gave for taking a 5-day old away from its mother, and who that guy was.
Wasn't that
Thank
Richardson, Megan? That was Richardson, I think.
I believe it was Richardson and Marlon. I can text Cory or whatnot after to confirm who the deputy. We're actually getting all of the names of the officers. We've already gotten the body cam footage that is up on American Amy on YouTube. If people want to see the body cam footage. The reason, first of all, Marlon, that they said that they took the baby was that they had gotten a report to DCF that I had a baby and that it had not seen medical care, had not received medical care. Yeah.
In a 5-day old. Did it not just leave the hospital 5 days ago?
I've had all of my children except for my first and at home. I've had home births. I practice natural medicine. I'm studied in it. I practice integrative health. It's not a kooky, weird thing.
My wife had her kids at home yeah, so it's
Yes.
okay.
And Esther, I had at home, which actually the report, they said that I had her at home to hide her from CPS when they've known for months that I was pregnant. They were supposed to come for a home study. They took her on a Friday. They were supposed to come for a home study on Wednesday. They would have seen a beautiful baby. They would have seen the home, and we would have finished the case plan essentially for them to return my other three. So then they don't do that. They don't show up for the home study. The case manager says she's sick. And then the Thursday night, they show up at 10 o'clock at night with the head of DCF or whatever that isn't even in the district. He's not assigned to the district. He actually we have common people. So that's for another time, but we know who he is. And he shows up with the case manager and this CPI, which to take my first three children, they never even did in a 30, it's a 39303 investigation required by law, 60-day investigation, or else they lose jurisdiction. And they never did that whatsoever. So this is all defaulted technically by law, but CPS doesn't go by the law. They go by what they want. So they said that there was a report that the baby had not seen medical care and that I had the baby. About 2 months prior, my father's attorney and my father called CPS and made a false report again saying that I was pregnant and had the baby. I guess they got their guessing my due date off. So they sent CPS to go through the neighborhood like the Gestapo, knocking on every single neighbor's door, asking if they had seen a pregnant woman or a woman with a baby. We videoed that and we sent it to DeSantis already. DeSantis is well aware, by the way, the governor of Florida, and has been silent as well. But they said that that's why. And then they changed their story to, we already have the other three, so we take the baby. It's ours. And the baby had been to the doctor at 4 days old, and I had her at home, a beautiful birth. I took her to our pediatrician. I was praised for how well we were doing, had all the documentation.
So okay. Pardon my bafflement here, but so their premise was because we have three, we need the fourth.
Yes.
Did they
And
say
your
why
parents
didn't?
don't want the fourth, so she's going into foster prison, as we call it.
Wow. You have a crazy question, Cory? Because I had two more crazy questions, but
I was gone, dude. I'm here, but I just okay. So it's a
that,
lot, man. This is
when I tell you my brain, it was
yeah.
blown before, but
Yeah.
it's
Let me tell you something. Who's ever interviewed you in the past about this, I have total respect for him because this is tough. Because it's like, man, like my head is just spinning. Let me ask you this.
It's not adding up.
Yeah.
There's no math involved in this.
It's
This
not
is common
Roy.
core.
Let me get to this. Let me get to the mental side of things real fast. I just don't like. Okay, so this is about you, and I don't want to tell none of my stories and like that. But I just wonder. I was really close to something like this happening to me with my oldest son, and CPS tried to take him and all that, but it didn't happen. And listening to your story is like, I'm so grateful to God that they didn't get him. They didn't
Yes.
get him because all this stuff. Imagining what your children are going through, and then what you're going through. How do you deal with this? Like, I know God, I get it, but like, I don't even know how to ask the question. Like, I can't make it make sense.
It's the same way we felt about Andrea. We just
Make
don't
it
know
make sense.
how you handle
Yeah,
it.
I'm trying. Like,
This is happening. It's happening all over the country. It's happening all over the globe.
Yeah, I want to address
It's
that. But you guys have to understand that I was an advocate, a national advocate like Francesca, in a different way, speaking out about the corruption within our family court and CPS system, and anything that I came that, as well as my brother's case, are things that I thought my dad would be proud of. I'm John Walsh's daughter. I thought we hunt the bad guys. I thought children are what we do. But I'm sorry, I thought I lost my train of thought because it is a lot, you guys. It is a lot. I'm sorry, Marlon. Could you prompt me a little bit for a second? I forgot what you were.
No, this whole
I
concept.
got on the national issue, and my mind just goes.
No, I understand. It's an overwhelming topic because and I see people asking, how come you're not crying, and how come there comes a point where you have to put down the emotion and pick up the mantle of I have to get this done because I need to get my kids back.
yeah, she don't have a choice.
Yeah, you can't dwell in that pain forever. However, it's not that it's not there. It's under the surface, right there. We all know it's like right there.
I pray for peace every morning. I pray for peace, and I have grown up in this, and I have had the blessing of therapy and training and all of this. So I do thank God. I could not be getting through this, and also people I think are just learning about it. Where I've been speaking out. This has been going on for over a year. And we haven't talked about Esther or looked at video because I can't look at video. Even when you guys put it on last night, I had to fast forward. But you know what, Marlon, you're absolutely right. I have to know the bigger picture. And I know that there is a bigger picture about this. I know that this will also bring back thousands, tens of thousands of other children through this example. I've been in this fight and with these families. Now I am going to get choked up because it is real. I've been in this fight with families and heard stories worse than mine. And that's actually another way that I can be so strong, because I know that as we're talking right now, children are experiencing horrible abuse. They're being ripped from their loving homes by strangers saying that they're there to protect them. Children are being put in foster prisons and drugged up through big pharma contracts. Children are being molested, murdered, going missing and not reported so money can still be collected on them. My parents, in the realm that they're going, is adoption and guardianship fraud. There are children being taken and sold to, under this guise legally by this RICO racket that is all over in every local community of our nation and across our globe. So I have to be calm about this. I prayed every day growing up in whatever environment I was in for my purpose from God. And if to do this to help bring children home and truly protect them and show better ways, then I'm here. I'm here for it.
I know that you've had several conversations with self. I know that you've had several conversations with God, and I just wonder how many answers have you gotten about why. And that's a two-part question, because one why is, why did I'm assuming you questioned these two things.